It's time for your video announcement. Join us online for service on Sunday, May 16th, as we commemorate our 37th church anniversary. We will celebrate then and now. As we reminisce on the good old days on Snapfinger Road with Bishop Long, our musical guests are Byron Cage, Darwin Hobbs, and Kevin Bond. That was then and now, and the legacy continues under the dynamic leadership of Dr. Jamal Bryant and the powerful music ministry of Jonathan and Tiffany. We will have a special pull-up event for your business coin offering on Sunday, May 16th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Please drop off your mason jars, milk jugs, or water bottles. Your change could just be the change your business needs in this season. Please join us online on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. for Trillionaire Thursday. Each week, financial experts teach on financial literacy, building wealth, investing, and so much more. If you need free groceries, please stop by New Birth on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Just pull up and pop your trunk. Make sure to tell your friends and family. Tamika Mallory proudly announces the release of her new book, State of Emergency: How We Win in the Country We Built. Her book will be available in our Call to Conquer bookstore. Please visit calltoconquer.com or call 678-824-1055. Our pastor is turning 50, and it's time to celebrate. Join us for a special worship service on Sunday, May 23rd. Dr. Sean McMillan will be ministering, and our guest psalmist is the anointed Peter Collins. Also, don't miss Dr. Bryant's birthday celebration on Saturday, May 22nd from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pull up and show your love for our amazing pastor. Please save the date for the following upcoming events. The Glass Ceiling Breakers Women's Worship Encounter will be held on Thursday, May 20th. And Pentecost Celebration will be held on Sunday, May 23rd. Lastly, please save the date for Emerging Generations Graduation Pull-Up Parking Lot Service on Sunday, June 13th. And that's it for your weekly announcements.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I am so delighted to be able to share some time just to pour into you and to give you a booster shot for what you need in this season. I've not done one of these in 2 years, but this morning I really was stirred to do a pop-up masterclass on getting your drive back. And I'm going to really download and outpour some critical insights and information that I think is so needed and necessary as we transition to a new normal. What will life be like post-pandemic? There's some people who are in your inner core, in your inner circle, who need this kind of information, this sort of illumination. I want you to tag them. I want you to text them. I need you to tell them. And I'm telling you, I am not going to disconnect until I can give you everything that God has given to me. Getting your drive back. Now, here's what's necessary. Here's what's needed. I need you to unclutter your life and your space so that you are clear to focus. I need you to get a writing instrument. I ask that you will get something that you can jot down notes. If you don't have pen and paper available, use your phone and go to the note-taking section because there's so many things that I need for you to have and I need you to grasp and need you to hold on to. How to get your drive. I want you to put in the chat section even now, I'm going into overdrive. I'm going into overdrive. I just recently closed a deal to make New Birth, the church that I proudly pastor, the hiring hub for Atlanta Metro for Uber. Uber has done a full diagnostic study and saw that this area holds the greatest amount of demand. Because it holds the greatest amount of demand, it had the longest wait time, longest wait time. So they wanted to eradicate that and put 3,000 new drivers onto the road. And I told them they don't have to go any further than New Birth. We'll take it off your shoulders, take it off your hands. I want to find 3,000 drivers. But I said to them, in this economy, I've been talking about economic development, economic prowess, having different streams of income. And so you're going to have to give the people who we bring a different grade of incentive. And so we've come up with this, that drivers, once you pass your first 100 miles, we're going to match America's stimulus check, giving you a relief of $1,300 for all 3,000 drivers who pass 100. $1,300. You're going to get a stimulus check as soon as you pass 100 miles. I want to ask our media team to put up on the screen what is the link you ought to use. This is only pertaining to those who register to drive in Georgia. If you register to drive in Georgia, you are a new driver. Screenshot it. I know that is a lot. Uber.com/a/drive?invite_code equals new birth. Uber.com/a/drive?invite_code equals new birth is the code that you use. And here's what's amazing, if not astonishing, is that we're looking to hire these 3,000 drivers in 3 weeks. Before I get to Memorial Day, I want 3,000 people employed. I know that is aggressive. I know that moves at warp speed, but that's the kind of God that I serve. And I know that he can do exceedingly abundantly beyond what I can think, dream, hope, or even imagine. I'm sleeping, thinking about people getting in the car, getting this stream of income, doing this. This is good for retirees. It's good for students. It's good for those who need just another stream. It's for housewives. It's for those who have been unemployed. It is for those who are saving up for something in particular, something specific. I want you to get that code, and I want you to move forward. Screenshot the screen even now. Send it out to every person if you can and will, and let's get this road filled with drivers who want a new start and a fresh beginning going into drive. My daughter, 16 years old, Grace Giselle Bryant is her name. I asked her yesterday at dinner, what is the hardest thing about driving? As a new driver, Grace said to me, the hardest thing about driving is parking. And I said to Grace, with cynicism laced in my voice, if you think parking is hard, wait till you start adulting and you're trying to unpark, trying to find your motivation. Demotivation or being unmotivated is like snow. I don't know whether you know it or not, but Eskimos have 20 different words for snow. It is so particular, it is so exquisite that they have studied the different kinds of snowflakes and know that it is not all the same. A lot of us, being stuck, being stagnant, we think it is the same thing. But I need you to know that there is a multitude of different areas and a multitude of different issues that come with not being motivated. And I want to unpack those so that you can get back in the driver's seat. talking about Uber. I'm talking about you. Many of you are unmotivated. You're unmotivated. You're unmotivated because you are afraid. The Bible says that God has not given us the spirit of fear. Bishop Vashti Murphy McKenzie preached a hallmark sermon many years ago entitled, "What Would You Do? What would you do if you knew it would work?" When you're afraid of entering new territory, it arrests you to be paused right where you are. Fear puts you in a place where you are in solitary confinement. Fear, I want you to write this down, is an offense to God. Fear is an offense to God because by being afraid, you are sending out the signal, I don't think God is able to deliver me in this. I don't think that God can do what it is that I need. I don't think that God, here it is, has my best interest at heart. In order for you to get motivated, you got to free yourself from the bondage of fear. Is public speaking. I'm telling you that God has got the ability and the capacity to bless you privately, where you won't have to say a word, but you're going to have to work. You have to get past your fear. I want you to tell yourself, it is going to work. It is going to happen. I can accomplish it. This is not too much for me because it is not too hard for God. When I took on this assignment of being the pastor of Birth Cathedral, I did so knowing that I was confronting a $30 million debt. I said, it's too much for me, but it's not too hard for God. I went in taking on the capacity of the assignment, as it were, of filling a church that had dwindled to a pulp of what it formerly was charged with the responsibility, fill it again. It's too much for me, but not too much for God. Had to make the adjustment of living away from my family for the very first time. Bone chilling. It's too much for me, but not overwhelming for God. I want you to know, in every area that I had fear, God has given me victory. In every area God has given me fear, I have victory. That's what I want you to say for yourself, even in this moment tonight, that every area that I have fear, God is going to give me victory. Many of you, number one, are not motivated because you are arrested by fear. Here's the second one, and I need you to have it. I want you to write this down. Many of you are not motivated, drum roll, because you've been setting the wrong goals. You're setting the wrong goals. Martha Beck has a marvelous model for understanding motivation. Here's how she explains it. That we have, as human beings, we have an essential self and we have a social self. I want you to write these down. An essential self and a social self. Your essential self is the part of you that's spontaneous, it's creative, it's playful, it knows what's important to you. Your social self is the part of you that has been developing since the day you were born. learning the rules of the tribe and working hard to make sure that you're safe by following those rules. But you get to a place where there's a tug of war between your essential self and your social self. That you realize that the normative rules do not apply when you're in a pandemic. That what it is that you had to lay and wait back for before is not what you can afford to do now. We're surrounded by so many messages that feed into our social selves. How are we going to be able to impress our friends? Will we get the approval of parents? Will it measure up to the standard of Instagram? And when you become overwhelming, thinking, I can't do any of those three things, I fall into a morass of being unmotivated. It's because you're setting the wrong goals. Are the goals you're setting for yourself purely social? You want that car, why? You want to live in that area, why? You need this title, why? Is it for your social self or is it for your essential self? Essentially, the title does not make you who you are. Essentially, you can have a Bentley, a Rolls Royce, a Mercedes Benz, but if you have no drive, where's it going to take you? I want to challenge you in this moment, and you're not going to be able to hear it all once. I need you to go back and hear this again. I need you to listen to it on your way to work tomorrow. Listen to it on the treadmill. Listen to it while you're doing morning meditation. Listen to it while you're laying in your bed. This is your season to reevaluate your goals. Your essential self is nonverbal. You can easily assess your essential self through your body. Notice how your body responds as you think about your goals. Does it give you any excitement, any enthusiasm, any heft, any drive, any mobilization? If just thinking about your goal does not provoke a physiological response, then that's not it. The person in whom you claim to love, if in fact they are only in your mind but do nothing for your body, it cannot maintain. Yeah. You're unmotivated because you got the wrong goals. Here's your third one. Sometimes you're unmotivated, hear this, because you lack clarity. You lack clarity. I want somebody to type even right now, I need to see it. Missouri is the show me state. I'm believing that God is getting ready to make you the governor of Missouri because you're getting ready to see everything that God has promised you. When you haven't consciously and clearly articulated what you want, your picture of your future will be vague. Told our daughters yesterday while at dinner, know what makes you happy. My daughter said, are you talking about dessert? No, we mean in every area of your life. What is it that makes you happy? Not just about food. What are the spaces that make you happy? What are the colors that make you happy? What is the music that makes you happy? Who are the people that make you happy? What is the genre of movies that make you happy? What are the sorts of books that make you happy? Here it is. What is the life's mission that will make you happy? If you are not exercising or flowing in those, you need to reevaluate. Why am I doing it? What's forcing me to do it? When Jesus said himself, he came that I might have life and have it more abundantly. I'm about to live the abundant life. I don't know who this is for, but for 300 of you, I need your soul to hear the sound of your own voice and declare out loud, I deserve to be happy. Come on, would you say that again? I deserve to be happy. I can't believe you sitting on this. A breakthrough is getting ready to happen for you. I deserve to be happy. I remember a story about a pastor left out of the service, stormed off, slammed the door in his office while church is going on. The minister of music, flushed and embarrassed, left out of the choir stand, chased behind the pastor, and said, Pastor, we've been practicing all week. What is it that you want to hear? The pastor responded back, I don't know. If you don't know what you want to hear, how can I sing what will make you happy? I want to go a step further, Pastor, that the song ain't for you. It's for the glory of our God. I need you to be clear that you've got to be doing something, not just that is pleasurable for you. What are you doing that'll make God smile? What are you doing that honors him? What are you doing that enlarges the borders of the body of Christ? Many of you, here it is, lack a clarity of vision. I got to give you another one. Many of you are unmotivated because you are in a collision of values. You're in a collision of values. I need you to write this down. I know it's a lot. I know I'm going fast. I know it's late, but I had to get this off my chest for you. Your values, by definition, is what is it that is the metric or the measuring rod of what is important in your life. Where your treasure is, your heart is also. You have a values confidence that there are two or more values that are important to you, but you believe that you cannot support those values and have a clear conscience. I need money, but I can't sell drugs to get it. Times are tight, but I can't stay with you just to keep the rent. I like this job. God help me. But y'all are not paying me what I am worth. It's a conflict in values. People with no ethics, with no morals, with no standard, with no values, with no Christ-like discernment can do anything. You are not picky. You are peculiar. Y'all just missed that. Would you write that down, please? You are not. You are peculiar. A peculiar, acquired taste. I get it. This is not for everybody. But those who understand it will appreciate it and value it. You need to start unpacking your value and your value system of what is important to you, what is meaningful to you, what is necessary for you. Muhammad Ali, formerly Cassius Clay, said a man at 40 who thinks the same as he did when he was 20 has wasted 20 years of his life. I was talking to a pastor just the other day, a colleague and a friend who was weighing out some career option choices and changes and said, I'm trying to figure out what it is I'm going to do. And I said to him, bro, you ain't 28 no more. At 28, you could flounder around, you could figure it out. But at this stage of your life, you got to start thinking about legacy. Yeah, it's okay to be a young fool. It is forgivable. But to be an old one is unpardonable. What are the decisions I got to make that are not going to be a collision for my value system? I like you, but I love my self-esteem more. I think you cool and cute, but I want to be beat myself up. It's been fun, but I got to run. I got to do in this season that which will not germinate a conflict in my value system. Many of you are unmotivated. Here's another one. Unmotivated because you do not see independence. You don't see independence. We all have a decision-making center in our brains. And this causes us needs to be exercised. Studies have found that this decision-making center in the brain is underdeveloped in people who have depression. What did you just say, Pastor Bryant? The decision-making section of your brain is underdeveloped for people who have depression. Because when I am depressed, I can't decide. Lord, that's good. When I am depressed, I can't choose. When I am depressed, I can't make up my mind. Those of you part of New Birth, you know me by now. There's no way I can have this discussion and not recommend a book to you. The book is called Drive. The author is one of my favorites, Daniel Pink. It's called Drive. The author's name is Daniel Pink. And he writes about the research that shows that when it comes to doing creative work, having some independence to decide what we do, when we do it, how we do it, and whom we do it with is core to igniting and sustaining motivation, creativity, and productivity. I can do it if you just leave me alone to do it. I can do it if you're just not breathing down my back to do it. I can do it if you just give me the space to do it. But I haven't been able to find my independence, my autonomy. I'm got to give you two more. Well, let's do three more. Are you all still engaged? I want to give you three more, and then we're going to pick back up tomorrow night, Tuesday night Bible study. Then Wednesday night, I'm going to do another master on this platform. To be number 6. Number 6. Many of you are unmotivated because you haven't found a challenge. You're unmotivated because you have not been able to find a challenge. There are a lot of young people, particularly brown and black children, who are placed in special ed prescription. Here it is. Because they're disconnected from the class. It's not because they're not smart. It's because they're not challenged. And when you are not challenged, it is a gateway or a segue to boredom. Challenge is a critical ingredient for motivation. Challenge is a critical ingredient for motivation. If it is easy, it is unnecessary. Lord, I'm dropping napalm bombs and y'all not catching it. If it is easy, it is unnecessary. There's a book I read called Flow, the psychology of an optimal experience. Flow, the psychology of an optimal experience. And it talks about comes to challenges, place in a challenge, here it is, that pushes our button for motivation. If the challenge is too small, we get bored and struggle to stay motivated. We are designed to be living, to be growing, to be evolving, to be emerging. As a consequence, we constantly need challenges to master something new. Without challenges, our essentials, our essentials in without challenges. And it demotivates us as a way of telling us that we've departed from the path that is right for us. I'm telling you, one of the first books I read was by John Eldridge. It's called Wild at Heart. And it argues that men are wild, be able to move, got a battle to fight, a war to win, and somebody to love. If a man doesn't have these three, he will never operate in his optimum capacity. The Lord dropped Adam in the Garden of Eden, gave him dominion, gave him authority over creeping and crawling and flying things, and then, after he knew his purpose, said, ta-da, here is Eve. Because you gotta have a challenge. You, as children of God, you'll never be motivated if you don't have a challenge. You'll never know your drive if you don't know what you're called to do. I close by telling you about Heinz 57. It's one of my favorite stories. Heinz 57 is the same company that brings you Heinz ketchup. In urban legend, myth, there are 57 ingredients into Heinz 57 steak sauce. That is not true. Heinz 57, hear this, does not have 57 ingredients. Heinz 57 is their 57th product. At their 57th product, they ran out of names. Didn't know what to call it. So they just called it originally the 57th. We have shortened it to 57. What many of you don't even realize is Heinz 57 outsells the ketchup. Their most successful product is the thing that they cannot name. Their most successful venture is the thing they can't put a title to. And I want your whole life, because what you're getting ready to accomplish, you can't even name, can't even put a title to, but it's going to eclipse everything you have ever done. And I'm going to walk with you until you start driving. As a consequence, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sow a seed now. I want you to sow a seed. Those of you who are getting back in the driver's seat of your life, right on the screen in this moment is all of our giving apparatuses. I want you to give a seed of 57, whether that's PushPay, whether that's on Givelify, whether that's on Text to Give, whether you're mailing it, whether you're doing so by Cash App. I want you to sow right now a seed of 57. God, I trust you for what I can't even name. I trust you for a destination I can't even describe. He said, Abraham, I'm going to take you where nobody in your family has ever gone before, but you got to trust me in it. I'm believing that that's what God's going to do for you, what he's going to do for your life. Lastly, I wanted you to get in the driver's seat. Help me put 3,000 people to work. Help me to do it. I'm not limiting it to Uber, but I'm telling you, God's going to do it. Media team, if you'll put that placard back on the screen, thank you, in the lower thirds. I need 3,000 drivers. I need you to post this code, uber.com/a/drive !invite _code equals 3,000 drive in area. And by God's grace, I'm telling you, we're going to do it. We're going to do it big. I'm praying for you. I hope you were blessed, benefited. The keys are in the ignition. Tomorrow night, I'm going to turn the engine on. Meet me at New Birth at 7:30. Watch God work and watch you get your drive. I'm sorry, not your drive, but overdrive. I'm excited for your future and can't where life is going to take you. God bless you. I'll see you on tomorrow.